What is going on, everybody? IronSmithy here, back with another Ashes of Creation video. Yes, we are back. Thank you guys. First and foremost, our first Ashes of Creation video where I reviewed the current state of the game has blown up beyond what I ever expected. So many of you came by, wrote comments, liked the video, watched the video, had some amazing feedback in there as well. And today, as you guys know, Steven Sharif has released the verbal NDA on Ashes of Creation, so I can actually talk to you guys a little bit about my experience this past weekend with the NDA alpha testing that we did. And I'm extremely excited to have the opportunity to be able to share some of this information with you. I'm not going to go back into previous tests and everything like that. I'm just going to focus on what we experienced this weekend, what I saw, what it went down, and my thoughts on the state of the game as it is right now, keeping in very good mind that this is alpha testing and it's not a finished product by any means. And having alpha tested and beta tested World of Warcraft and a bunch of other MMORPGs in the past, I'm going to do a little bit of comparisons from those style of games. So first and foremost, we got in a Friday. There was a couple-hour delay, like a 4-hour delay in the servers. Every step of the way, the dev team and mods and everything like that were communicating with us, letting us know what was going on, why it was being delayed, how long they anticipated. And then they got the servers up. They kept them up for, I want to say, went live, I think 4 p.m. My time Eastern, and then it went down at around midnight. So we got a solid couple of hours of gameplay in there. Now, this is the first alpha since they released or reopened the ability to purchase access into Alpha 1. And with that, they saw a lot more players than they had previously seen. So the servers were a little bit stressed. There was some rubber banding. There were some issues that I expect at any alpha when you have that kind of influx of players. I think at one point, Steven made a comment that there was about 3,000 people logged in on the first day on Friday. So they opened up multiple servers for us. They got us into the game. And overall, the experience was really good. The quality of the game, I was shocked, to be honest, for like an alpha test of an MMORPG of this caliber. The graphics, the character models, the armor, the mounts, everything that we were able to see in game, I felt a lot of the time like I was playing a full release MMORPG. And if that is the state of this game in alpha, I can't wait to see what their finished product is. If this isn't it, and you know, they're coming out with like, it's going to be even better than what it is now, the graphically and everything like that, I'm already blown away with how good the environment looked, the shading, the level of detail that was put into the map that we had. Now, obviously, this is a condensed version of what the final map is going to look like. But overall, graphically, character model wise, everything like that, I was really impressed. They even had some emotes in there that we got to mess around with. The mounts, some of the mounts that you have seen in previous dev streams and everything like that, like the Fire Fox mount, actually has fire effects now, and they look, I mean, they look so good. And a lot of the other pre-order mounts were there as well. And just overall, aesthetically, the game was top notch. So Friday, a lot of rubber banding. Servers had to come down for a couple minutes every now and then for them to like patch it out, and then we would re-download a patch real quick and be able to jump right back in. I don't think they were ever down for more than like 20 to 30 minutes once the servers did come up. And then we were able to play till like midnight Eastern. Servers went down, and then they came back up at 11 a.m. Eastern the next day. And in that period of time, okay, there was night and day difference in server and client performance. So Friday, one thing I did forget to mention on Friday as well, the client was having a lot of trouble for some players. I was able to download, no issues. I was able to get in, no issues. There was a bit of a play button world boss that we had to get through to get into the game at first for a bit, but that was all patched out and ready to go. About an hour, I took like a 3-hour break for a bit. I streamed, I came back, and the client issues were fixed and good to go. And then, so going into Saturday, The servers came up at 11 a.m. Eastern, and it was night and day difference. No client issues. Hit the play button, was in within seconds. Load times were amazing. Like, I was really surprised how quick the load times were. Barely any rubber banding on Saturday at all. I played a solid 6 hours on Saturday, and I explored everywhere. Like, I used different systems. There's like a ferry system that we were able to use to like experience like different the parts of the land and everything like that. And I think I went up one level in the 6 hours because all I did was I just explored. I took everything in. I checked out some of the dungeons where I would just sort of dip in and like look at it because they're like these open world dungeons. And I explored everywhere. It just took everything in because I was so impressed with how good the world looked. And I wanted to see sort of the entire map. And the map that they gave us for alpha was actually huge, like a lot bigger than I expected. And was extremely happy with it. The combat felt so good. One thing that we talked about, and some of you made comments about in our previous video, that the Ashes of Creation video, where I review everything, is how fluid is that active combat going to be? Is there going to be a global cooldown, or is it going to be swift? And I can tell you guys from the testing that I've done already in alpha that it is there. If there is a global cooldown, it is like milliseconds. Like, as you hit the button and you're immediately able to start using your active skills. And it feels so good. I found myself 90% of the time playing in action mode. I've barely played in tab targeting mode at all. And it felt so comfortable. It was very fluid. There was very little downtime. The only stipulation that I had with the combat is mana generation was a little bit tough to keep your mana up if you were doing like sustained pulls. Like if you were doing a lot of pulls back to back to back, I found myself, whether I was on like on a warrior or on a mage, whatever class I was playing, I found myself struggling to keep mana coming in if I was doing like sustained pulls. So I'd find myself having to pull like 3 or 4 mobs, and then I'd have to like take a break, heal up a little bit, or get my mana up a little bit, and then go back in and pull another couple of mobs. Now once you're out of combat, the mana refilled really quick. It was not a lot of downtime. It wasn't even something that was that worrisome. Just would have liked to seen either a skill that could help like regenerate that or something. But like I said, we're early alpha testing. Combat wasn't the main focus. The main focus was, leveling, stress testing the servers a little bit, pushing the nodes and the cities, and just, being in the game and finding whatever bugs we can and giving them the data to play with, to be able to optimize the servers as we approach non-NDA alpha coming up here in July. So combat felt amazing. Like I said, was really, really happy with that. It's default bound to Z to switch to action combat. And I mean, like, I would hit Z, and by the time, I moved my mouse, it was already ready to go, and like no downtime, no delay. And it felt really good. So super happy about that. Graphically, cosmetically, the game looked awesome. Already by Saturday, we had very little rubber banding. I think near the end of the day, after about my 6th hour of play, the servers started to get a little bit laggy, but then I logged back in at night and it was already resolved. And then that led us into Sunday, the final day of testing. And honestly, it did not feel like alpha. I didn't experience any rubber banding the entire day. I was able to get into some mounts and stuff like that. I was able to get into a level 3 village. One of the nodes had leveled up to a village. There was like some player housing involved there. I want to say there was about 12 houses in the village that were available for purchase. There was some mayors that were appointed, and we got to experience a little bit of like the town life and everything like that. And the towns look so good, guys. So like they level up from wilderness to an encampment to a village, and then they continue going through 3 more phases until you reach a metropolis. And seeing that like take place and seeing it develop from like just an open field essentially with like some rocks to sort of outline where the village or city will be, and to see the village actually like take place, the vendors appear, being able to explore with the mounts, caravans, everything like that. It's very, very satisfying to see, and to see that like your contributions, what you're doing in the world, your questing and everything like that, that it's contributing to the actual world for everybody to see. And I'm only alpha and I'm already this excited to see how much further they're going to bring this, because it looked, honestly guys, it looked so good. And it felt really good. By Sunday, the fact that we were able to see day by day significant improvements is just a testament to how hard the dev team was working. Very few alpha and betas did I see substantial differences within a weekend playtest. On average, in previous alphas and betas that I would do, we would test for the weekend, then they would sort of like make their changes. If there was anything game breaking that stopped us from getting in, they would obviously address that right away. But to see like the day-to-day changes that the team at Intrepid were making and how much of a difference I was seeing each day that I logged in, blew my mind. I was crazy impressed. And with that, I'm going to segue into talking about the dev team and how active and supportive they were, because I think this is something that really stood out to me and it made me want to test even more. And what I mean by this is in the Discord, there's channels for us to discuss the NDA, ask questions and stuff like that. But there's 3 main people from the dev team that were there every minute, every day that we were playtesting, that the servers were up. Margaret Cohn was in there. I swear to God, she didn't sleep, because every time I had a question, and I have multi-monitors here, so I always had the Discord question sections up so that as other people were asking questions, I could see the answers and avoid, duplicating my responses and stuff like that. But between her, Lieutenant Toast, and Steven himself, they were on our questions. I don't think any question went unanswered for longer than 2 minutes. Like, they were on it. They were so dedicated. And like I said, I'm pretty sure none of them slept the entire weekend through any of that playtesting. And I had to make mention of that if we're going to be talking about the NDA and talking about Ashes of Creation. To see that level of dedication from staff, even from Steven, Sunday he was in messing around with us on one of the servers and stuff like that, doing some testing, leveling up some nodes, appointing some mayors, and just being active and present in that, being in the position that he's in, is something that really stood out to me and really made me be like, you know what, like, I like this. Like, it just gave that extra notch. Like, all the game testing aside, the game looked great. The game felt great for an alpha. I can't reiterate that enough. This is a functional testing alpha. There was some bugs, there was some glitches. There was a section where I was able to, I blinked on my mage and I ended up going through a cave wall and sort of meshed through the terrain type of thing and stuff like that. Obviously, this is a bug we reported and fixed it and all that kind of stuff. So that it is alpha. There are bugs, there are things like that. But overall, my overall experience, like, I wasn't bashing my face against the keyboard like I did on a lot of other MMOs during the alpha testing. For the most part, all day Saturday and all day Sunday, I was able to play without getting kicked out of the server every couple minutes. I think I got kicked out of the server between Saturday and Sunday. I think the server went down once for a half an hour shutdown, which was perfect because it gave me time to go eat some supper. And then other than their like scheduled downtime at night after midnight, the server sort of went down at midnight every night. Other than their scheduled like downtime, while the servers were scheduled to be up between Saturday and Sunday, for me it went down once while I was playing. And that is amazing considering how many people were playing, over 3,000. Again, like if I remember correctly, don't quote me on that number, but I'm pretty sure at one point Steven had said that there was about 3,000 people playing, and I was really impressed. So overall, 2 huge thumbs up. Super excited to see the future of this project. The dev team is putting in the work. They are communicating, they are transparent about everything. The amount of communication that came through, not just answering our questions, but like, we would get a ping being like, hey, we're doing this on the back end. You might experience a little bit of lag for about 10 to 15 minutes on this server. Don't worry about it. It'll be gone soon. Little things like that. They don't have to tell us that, it's alpha testing. We expect there to be lag and stuff like that, but they did. It's sort of like that extra step that goes above and beyond. And I was extremely pleased with it. I was extremely happy about it. I'm obviously going to continue testing this all the way through. We'll be live streaming it. We'll be creating more videos on it. I actually have another Ashes of Creation video planned to come out on Thursday, where I break down a little bit more of the game itself. So on my previous video, where we review the entire game, I'm going to start taking each section of those now and making individual videos where we break it down in more detail, covering the combat system, the node system, and everything like that. So the video coming up on Thursday, we're going to be breaking down the node system, a little bit more detail. It'll be a much shorter video, and just to answer some of those questions, some of the comments that I had from the first video, we're going to bring those up. We're going to talk about it a little bit. And now that the NDA is lifted, I can talk about a little bit of my experiences in that as well. So we're going to wrap that up here. I just wanted to sort of give you guys my thoughts, where the game sits right now with me, how I'm feeling about the alpha. And I think, you know, we overall, I'm really excited about where the state of the game is. It is, for an alpha test, it is much further ahead than what I anticipated it to be. And with the work that the dev team's doing, to see those daily, like, massive changes in the server stability and client stability and everything like that, I think we're in a really good place to hit our deadlines, or the deadlines that Steven has set for July for the non-NDA, and hopefully be able to start streaming it for you guys. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm answering all the comments that you guys bring up here. We're bringing out a ton more Ashes of Creation content every week. I'm going to be releasing a video now, like we said, and the next one is scheduled for this upcoming Thursday. So if you guys like what you heard today, if you are enjoying the videos, make sure to go check out the previous Ashes of Creation video. If you don't know a lot about it, we break down a little bit more detail of everything that the game encompasses. And then look forward to Thursday's video, where we'll talk more about the node system and how we can change the world, and how everything shapes up, and all the vendors and everything like that that are going to be part of the node system. So thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate the heck out of you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys in the next video.